In part 11 of beginning Rhino's arrows on Mac with touchpad and mouse, we're going to be talking about the Boolean union and the Boolean difference processes. And before that, I have created two spheres, which is shown on my screen right now. And I'm going to select one of them, and I'm going to demonstrate some really great use of this gumball track. So we have already talked about how we can use these arrows to move the shape around, but I also want to talk about these squares to the other end of the arrow. So if you single click and drag and move these squares around, you are able to alter the look of your solid form in the corresponding axis or direction. And if you were to want to scale this object in a uniform way in all directions, what you can do is you can hold the Shift key on your keypad. While you are pressing that Shift button down, you can select either one of these three squares, and that way, once you single click and drag that square tab, you are able to scale your object in a really uniform way. And note that once you have finished scaling your object, you need to let go of your mouse or the finger that's touching your touchpad first before you let go of your Shift key on your keypad. And now let me move this shape so that it's interacting with my other sphere. And let's say if I were to want to create a 3D printed object that looked like this, I could not just have these two solid forms just placed alongside each other. They will have to be joined into a single closed object. And in order to do so, let me switch back to ghosted view first. In order to join them together to be properly printed as one 3D printed object, BooleanUnion is the command that we are going to go for. You can either type in BooleanUnion, which is from right here, or you can go to this toolbar section and single click on this BooleanUnion icon. And now I'm prompted to select surfaces or polysurfaces that I want to union together, which is my sphere and my altered shape. And now you can see we are asked to press enter when done, so I'm gonna hit return. And now if you look at the inside, if you kind of zoom in, you can see that the two forms are properly channeled and there isn't intertwined or unnecessary surfaces that's trapped within my form. And now when I single click on my form, it is highlighted as a single object. And let me undo that by pressing Command Z. We're going to talk more about shortcut keys in just a little bit. And what if I want to use this form right here to subtract from my spherical shape? And that's when we need to use the command BooleanDifference. So you can type in BooleanDifference. Hit return when you're done. Oh, actually, let me hit exit because I don't want to start with this already selected. So I'm going to type in BooleanDifference again. And now I'm asked to select surfaces or polysurfaces to subtract from. And I'm hoping to subtract from the sphere. And hit return. And now we are asked to select surfaces or polysurfaces to subtract with. If you check this delete input, after you have selected this solid shape right here, it will be automatically deleted after this Boolean difference command. I'm going to leave this unchecked. And I'm going to single click to select this form and hit return. And now I can move this form away. And if I look at my sphere shape, I have a subtracted area because of the use of the Boolean difference command. And now we can use blend edge to blend this edge into a smooth manner as introduced in previous demonstrations. And now I want to talk about some shortcut key, because that will be quite helpful for this BooleanUnion, Boolean difference process. So what I use very frequently is you can just single click to select an object and use Command and the letter C for copying the form, and then if you do Command plus V, you will be able to paste a form. But then remember to use your gumball track to drag your copy, because they will be overlapping each other. And also, if let's say you have pasted this object and you don't want it anymore, you can do Command and Z for undoing. Now I undid the drag that I just did. If I hit Command Z one more time, if we look at this lower left corner, I just undid my paste process. And let's say if you want to redo a process, what you can do is hold Shift, Command, and Z for redoing. So if you look at the lower left corner, I just redid the paste process. And something else that would be helpful will be if you hit Command plus A, you will be able to select everything that's on your construction plane. And I'm gonna single click to undo that. And that's pretty much about the shortcut key. And in this Boolean difference and Boolean union process, you might find several selection methods helpful. And let me create multiple objects that are running into each other. So in order to select an item, we have already talked about just single clicking, hold Shift on your keypad, and while you are holding down Shift, you can single click to add other objects that you want to select, and you can potentially use the gumball track to move them together. And that will be in one of the scenarios that this selection will be useful for. I'm gonna single click to exit. And let's say if you want to select some objects, but not all of the objects on your construction plane, there are two different window drawing selection methods, which is gonna be very helpful for the process, especially when you have a larger quantity of objects on your screen. What you can do is you can single click, hold, and then drag a window diagonally towards your upper left direction. In this case, all the items that are touching this window are going to be selected when I let go. So everything was touched by my window just now, so that's why everything is highlighted. And I'm gonna single click to exit and do that in a different scenario. So now I'm drawing a window this way, and now I can select these 4 items without selecting my Boolean difference form. And if you were to use the same process but draw the window diagonally in the opposite direction, which is towards your lower right direction, this way only the items that are completely captured within your window are going to be selected. So once I let go, only these 3 items that are fully contained in my window are selected. And these will be definitely helpful when you have a lot of objects that are mixed up together. And in the next part of the demonstration, we are going to talk about some analyzing process, some patching process that we can make sure we have an object that is acceptable for the 3D printing process.